U.S. forces have seized another sanctioned oil tanker in the Caribbean Sea, which the Trump administration says has ties to Venezuela. It's the sixth tanker to be seized. The U.S. says it's targeting what's being called Venezuela's shadow fleet. And these are ships which engage in deceptive activities to conceal their role in transporting sanctioned oil. Trump's been trying to curb Venezuelan's oil exports while working with the interim government to control the oil sales. Well, María Culhane is live for us now in Washington, D.C. Now, I understand Venezuela's opposition leader is expected to meet Donald Trump, I think, in the next couple of hours. And now the U.S. has captured another so-called shadow tanker.
Yep, in about an hour and 20 minutes, we believe María Corina Machado is going to be at the White House meeting with President Trump. He really surprised a lot of people when he announced the capture of Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela. He didn't put his support behind her. He said she, in fact, doesn't have the support of the Venezuelan people. They have spoken in the past. Remember, she was the most recent recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize, and that is something that Donald Trump covets quite a great deal. There has been some talk that she might give him her Nobel Peace Prize. Obviously, the Nobel Foundation has come out and said peace prizes are not transferable. But obviously, this is going to be her chance to try and influence him to back the opposition, as opposed to what the U.S. has been doing, which is supporting the people who were around Nicolas Maduro and still are. That said, as you mentioned, a sixth oil tanker, this one called the motor tanker Veronica. All of this is coming as we are hearing reports out of from local U.S. media that they've already sold the first batch of seized oil, about $500 million worth. In all, the president says Venezuela has agreed to give him around 30 to 50 billion barrels of oil. So what happens to that money? Well, we saw an executive order over the weekend from U.S. President Donald Trump saying the money will be sold. It will go into a bank account that belongs to the Venezuelan people, but will be distributed by the United States. Secretary of State Marco Rubio will decide what that money gets spent on. Obviously, this is very much a very new situation, very unprecedented situation. But the U.S. is saying, as it gets ready to meet with the opposition leader, that we don't expect we'll see in the meeting, but you never know with this White House. Sometimes they just open it up to the press. But it continues to say that all oil coming out of Venezuela will come only if the U.S. says it's okay.
María Culhane in Washington, D.C. Patty, thank you very much indeed.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.